Hi everyone, Caroline here. So today I just want to share something quick and I also want to get your opinion on what you really think about this thing that I want to talk about. How can someone abandon a crystal? That is the question. How can someone abandon a crystal that they love, that they bought with their own money, that has come into their own life experience, or even if it was gifted to you? How do people just abandon crystals? I'm honestly asking this question because I sometimes cannot believe the things that I see, and I cannot believe how I feel when I see an abandoned crystal. And by abandoned, I mean when I know that someone has actively brought in a crystal into the space. And then after a while, I just feel like, or I notice that that crystal has been selectively put to the side and not being taken care of. Okay, I know there's certain people who think I'm crazy, and I know that I'm crazy, but I feel some type of way about these types of things. You know what I mean? So anyway, this is what happened. I had planned to go to a gem show with someone who's not interested in crystals metaphysically, but just loves the beauty of crystals. And this person decided to bring someone along on the trip who was a first timer in the world of crystals. So when we go to the gem show, I was so excited, doing my own thing. I never try to impose on anyone or whatever. People can enjoy the beauty of crystals the way they want. I just wanted to get my crystals and to interact with the crystals the way I best know how. But somehow, for some reason, this person who was a guest of that other person decides that, okay, maybe they want rose quartz, right? So they ask me what is rose quartz all about and whatnot, because they were attracted to it somehow. So I kind of, give them a little lowdown on what it's all about. And so because the person was interested, we spent around 30 minutes looking for the perfect crystal for that person. I asked her to choose what she wanted, and we went around from vendor to vendor until she finally found a piece that she liked. So I'm so excited. Okay, maybe let's see what happens. Maybe she's gonna love the crystal and it's gonna really be useful and supportive to her, as most crystals usually are. So in the interim, I didn't have any kind of discussion with the person about the rose quartz. I was just like, as a first timer, just cleanse the crystal and then you just keep it where you want to keep it. And the person had said, well, maybe I'm going to put it in my purse or whatever. And I didn't have any objections to that. But then after a while, one day, after the person had left, because the person was sort of visiting, I went into the room and lo and behold, what did I see? I saw that rose quartz on a table by itself. And I cannot even tell you the type of feeling that I had. Like the thing had been abandoned. You know what I mean? It hit my heart so hard. I was shocked. I just shut the door. Like, oh my gosh, everything in the room was gone except for that one crystal that was sitting there on the table. I was like, oh no, you did not. You know what I mean? Like I was kind of in shock. Like, what? I'm telling you. And I couldn't sleep that night because I was thinking, why did I have such a reaction to that thing? You know what I mean? Why did I have such a reaction to the crystal? Why did I feel that thing really stabbing my heart? The feeling that someone had left a crystal on the dresser without anything else around it, without any kind of comfort, just looking all lonely, and you know what I mean? And I just felt like, you don't do this to crystals, you don't do this to crystals. And then after a while, I thought to myself, Caroline, why has this thing impacted you the way it's impacting you? Crystals are mirrors, crystals are teachers. And even if it was just for that experience, maybe I thought the person was buying it for them, but it was for me. That feeling of, oh my gosh, this crystal has been left abandoned on a dresser by itself and the person has gone. And it's just sitting there in this dark room and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what has that got to do with me? And then I started like to sit back and process, why am I feeling this way? What is this feeling of abandonment? What is this feeling of rejection? What is this feeling of, being left behind? Why me? I am crazy, but I love crystals because they teach me so much. And as I sat with that thought, I began to process my own feelings of my own abandonment at some point, or a feeling that I had. I know when that feeling came across and I just had to process that thing, and I really cried. And I also cried because I felt like it was a reflection of my many, many crystals that I had shipped to another country that I felt that I had abandoned, at some point. So I just cried for my crystals and I cried for myself because it really, really connected the dots for me. And even though that person is gone, I am just so thankful for that experience with that rose quartz crystal that the person had bought because it really, really helped me deal with my own self-love and my own self-abandonment issues and my own abandonment of my beautiful crystals that I still feel until this day. You know what I mean? So it all works out. So have you ever been impacted by a crystal in an interesting way? What was your experience? Remember, external circumstances are never really the thing. The thing is, what is that revealing to you about you or what needs to be done, whether that thing is good or bad? So let me know in the comment section. And until next time, love your crystals, keep them close, do your inner work, and mwah.